Hi guys, so we're back. It's a new day. As you see, the car's up on the ramp. We've already been toying away with it already, so I'll just talk you through what we've done. The last video you would have seen is the car starting after we sorted out the immobilizer issues. Let's have a look. So we've got the rad in at the moment, and the fans are now moved to the front. Proper Mishimoto big fans. Awesome. Got Jack here as well.
Hello.
So we fixed the fuel leak, which was the banjo up there. Just needed some 2 new washers. We've got a new clutch line on the way, so we're not worried about any of that at the moment, but it is in, so we can try the clutch in a minute. We've also started on the exhaust and trying to find some ways of how we're going to do that in a minute. Here to here. So yeah, so we got to do exhaust, put some power steering fluid in and some coolant in, and we're ready to do our first heat cycle. See how we get on. Jack's not very impressed with my exhaust cutting. I tell you now, we are not fabricated. Well, I'm not a fabricator.
Are you not?
No. But yeah, something like that. And then we'll join them in the middle with a beater weld. And then we'll join them into a 3 and shoot them down the car. So we got the manifold welded up. Yeah, I'm not the best welder, so I'm not going to show you too close. We've had a little dent there for the steering rack, and we've got to put another dent in it there for the other the other side of the steering rack. Well, the column comes down where it bolts and bolts to a UJ. They hit. That's the flexi we're going to be using. This Jack has lovingly donated his turbo manifold or turbo exhaust for me.
Rip.
Yep, rip. But that's our next one. Jack's just finishing up some coolant lines, some Jubilee clips and everything. That's going to be our makeshift bottle.
It does look worse on camera.
It does look worse on camera. That's my lunch box that's now gone. But we haven't got a coolant bottle because we're running the Mishimoto rad, and we realised that the expansion bottles that we have are actually moulded into the cowlings. So we can't use that. So we got one on order, and that'll be here soon. That's something I can drop in the week. So what we got to do now is drop the manifold in, make up the rest of the exhaust. Also got Brad on the way down. He's going to do a setup on the car while we've got it here. Now we've got the engine in, and try and get rid of some of that bit of that toe because it's destroying the front tyres. And go from there. All good? So we're over here trying to order food. Look at these two. Alright, so it's a new day. It was a late one last night getting the car running. We had a few issues with the cooling fans not cutting in. It was a right pain, but after we found a wiring diagram online, because we couldn't find anything on sort of the data stuff we have there already, it turned out to be a wrong plug plugged into the sensor. It's just a mess up of ours, but got a coffee, and let's see what we can get done today. A big shout out to all the lads who stayed last night. It was a late one, but they stayed to the end to help us fix it. So I think today we're going to do finish the exhaust, last few bits, put my dry shaft back in, just give it a check over. Now it's had quite a few heat cycles, and hopefully drive it, see how we get on. So I can keep my my back box where it is, so that fits in the bumper nicely. That's our makeshift exhaust for the time being. 3" down to 2.5 there. I just couldn't be asked to make this piece again, but that'll do us for now. Let's just see what it sounds like. So yeah, the exhaust is quite loud. We might have to add a silencer in there when I can. I did make it so I could put a silencer there or a silencer here if I needed to. We'll see how we get on with that. But I got my assistant in there now. So, you look very happy. I just need to bleed the clutch off because I had to let the clutch nipple off to push this back because the panel clutch was so stiff I couldn't do it. So I'm gonna bleed the clutch up a minute and then hopefully I'll get the clutch back and we can drive it. So as per usual, we've run into another problem. When the clutch is depressed, it seems to be making a horrible squeaking noise. The clutch is dragging so you can't get it into gear. Yeah, so I think we're going to be putting the gearbox back out. Right then, so we got the gearbox out, and by the looks of the splines on here, a bit difficult to show you, the release bearing's been pushing at an uneven angle, and what we think's happened, because I bought this kit second hand, these are your 2 release bearings. That's the one that I was led to believe is the one for this clutch and pressure plate. That's the other one that comes with the kit, which is much beefier and has a bigger flange on it. So if I stand them both like that, that's the bit that actually touches the pressure plate, this ring here. Whereas this one's much bigger. So if I take that to the pressure plate, I can show you what we think is going on. So this one here goes in, it's all over the place. Doesn't actually ever sit flat. So if I grab the other one, because of the bigger flange, it will sit in the middle and hopefully that'll work. And because it's a bit wider, we should have a bit more throw, which will stop the clutch from dragging. Cool. So, ball ache. Yeah, but not too bad. I imagine we're going to be playing change gearboxes a lot, so at least we know we can get the gearbox out in under an hour. Right, that's annoying, but let's put it back in. So we've got the gearbox back in, and everything's back together, ready to drive. We've still got a little bit of noise. I think it's where the groove is from the damaged or the wrong release bearing is. That might be our noise, so we're going to see. But we're just going to test drive it a minute and see if he moves and how it drives.